Hello everyone. Let us continue with our series on data science. In last video I told you how to download and install RStudio in your computer, PC or laptop. In this video tutorial we will cover up from starting to the end. We will learn how to do data analysis and how we can visualize our data with R programming language. So do not skip this video. If you are new to this channel, then please subscribe this channel and press the bell icon to get the latest notification. So today we will study basic overview about R programming language, basic syntax of writing program in R. Then we will study the different data types in R programming language, different type of operators, conditional statements and loops, how we can deal with data. Then we will study the different data types one by one, how we can visualize our data through graphs and plots. This tutorial is designed for software programmers, statisticians and data miners who are looking forward for developing statistical software using R programming language. In last video, I told you the basic syntax of R programming language, how we can print and display hello world. Okay, so first of all we will study about data types. There are different types of data types in R programming language, such as vectors, list, matrices, array, factors, data frames. All this we will study one by one. Variable is any object whose value varies during the program execution. When we assign a value to a variable, then a particular memory is reserved to store that value. We can store information of different data types like character, integer, floating point, boolean, etc. Based on the data type of a variable, the operating system allocates memory and decides what can be stored in the reserved memory. A vector is the simplest type of data structure in R. A vector is a sequence of data elements of the basic type. Members of a vector are called components. When you want to create vector with more than one element, you should use C function, which means to combine elements into a vector. So we can use more than one element at a time. For example, we have created a variable that is apple, and in the apple we have more than one elements, that is red, green and yellow. So when we print apple, we will get red, green, yellow in the output. To check the class of the vector, we will type print and in the bracket we will write class apple. So when we execute the above code, it produces the following output. In the output we will get character. So it belongs to the category that is character. Next we will study about list. A list is an R object which contains many different type of elements inside it, like vectors, functions and even another list inside it. So it can contain another list inside it. For example, we have created a list that is L1, and in the list we have vector, comma, function. We can type the command print list. So when we execute the above code, it produces the following output, that is 253, and in the index number 2 we will get 21.3, index number 3 we will get function x, primitive, seen. Next we will study about matrices. What is a matrix? You must have studied in mathematics. A matrix is a two-dimensional rectangular data set. It can be created using vector input to the matrix function. For example, in this we have created a matrix that is M, and it contains the elements A, B, C, B, A. Next we have to mention that how many rows and columns you want. Like in this example, we want 2 rows and we have created a matrix of 3 columns. So when we execute the following code, it will produce the following result. Next we will study about arrays. What is an array? Array can be of any dimensions like 1 dimension, 2 dimension or 3 dimension. It depends. The array takes a dim attribute which creates the required number of dimensions. While the matrices are confined to 2 dimensionals, array can be of any number of dimensions. For example, in this example, we are creating an array with 2 elements which are 3 into 3 matrices. So in the output we will get the following result. Next we will study about factors. What are factors? Factors are the R objects which are created using a vector. It stores the vector along with the distinct values of the elements in the vectors as labels. For example, we have created a vector apple colors. So in this vector we have elements green, yellow, red. Now we will create our factor objects. Next we will print the factor. So in the output we will get green, green, yellow, red, red, green. And in the levels we will get green, red and yellow. The number of levels is equal to 3. Next we will study the data frames. Data frames are the tabular data objects. It means they are arranged in a table-like format. Unlike a matrix, in data frame each column can contain different modes of data. It can contain different type of data. For example, here we have created a data frame that is BMI, body mass index. So we have created a data frame containing vectors that is gender, which contain elements that is male, female. Next is height, which contain elements 152, 171.5, 165, weight and age. So when we print the value of BMI, when we execute the code, it will produce the following result, which is in the form of table. Next we will study about an operator. What is an operator? An operator is a symbol which is used to perform any operation, mathematical operation or logical manipulations. Our language is rich in built-in operators and provides the different type of operators, that is arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator, assignment operator, and there are other operators. Now we will study them one by one. So first is arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operator is used to perform simple operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. The plus operator is used to add two vectors. For example, we have taken a vector that is v. We will store the value of v. Next we have taken a vector that is t. We will store the value of t. Next we can perform addition operation on these two vectors. So we will type the command that is print. In the bracket we will write v plus t. So it will produce the following result. Similarly, we can subtract the two vectors. We can multiply both the vectors. We can divide the first vector by second vector. Next is relational operator. Less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater equal to, not equal to. All these are relational operator. It is used to compare one vector with another vector. For example, here we have taken two vectors, that is v and t. First we will store the value of v, then we will store the value of t. Next we will check the condition whether v is greater than t or v is less than t, v is equal to t, v is greater than t, less than equal to t, greater equal to t, or equal to t, not equal to t. Next is logical operator. Logical operator will produce the output that is either true or false. Each element of the first vector is compared with the corresponding element of the second vector, and in the result we will get a boolean value that is either true or false. Next is assignment operator. These operators are used to assign values to the vector. We have discussed this earlier also. So what is assignment operator? Here this less than sign and then hyphen. This is the assignment operator. Or you can also use equal to or greater sign and hyphen, called left assignment and right assignment. Next topic is decision making. Decision making requires a program to specify one or more conditions to be evaluated or tested by the programmer. Here we check the condition, whether the condition is true or false. So depending on the condition, if the condition is true, then a particular set of statements are executed. Otherwise, the other set of statements they are executed. R provides the following type of decision statements. First is if statement, if else statement, and switch statement. Now we will study them one by one. First is if statement. An if statement consists of a Boolean expression followed by one or more statements. The syntax for if statement is: if the Boolean expression is true, then the block of code inside the if statement will be executed. Otherwise, if the condition is false, then the other set of statements they are executed. So here we have assigned the value 30L to a variable, that is x. So now we will check the condition if x is integer. So here we are checking is x is an integer. Then we will print the statement x is an integer. Then we will print the statement x is an integer. So when the above code is compiled and executed, it will produce the following result, that is x is an integer. Next is if else statement. An if statement can be followed by an else statement, which executes when the Boolean expression is false. You can see the basic syntax of if else statement. If the Boolean expression evaluates to be true, then the block of code will be executed. Otherwise, the else block of code will be executed. Next we will study the different type of loops, that is while loop and for loop. The while loop executes the same code again and again until a condition is reached. So the set of statements they are repeated again and again until the condition is satisfied. You can see the basic syntax of while statement. In this example, we have assigned value 2 to a variable, that is cnt. So we have given a condition while cnt is less than 7. So the loop will continue till the value of cnt is less than 7. Then we will print the value of v. We will increment the value of cnt. Cnt is equal to cnt plus 1. So when we execute and compile the following code, then the loop will execute 5 times. Next is for loop. For loop is similar to while loop, but in for loop, the condition is checked in the starting itself. Then depending on the condition, the loop is executed the number of times. For example, here we have taken a vector, that is letters a, b, c, d, 1, 2, 4. So here we are using a for loop for I in v. So we have taken a variable, that is I. Then we will print the value of I. So in the output we will get A, B, C, D. 4 letters will be printed. Which we can plot in our programming language. Data visualization is the graphical representation of information and data. We can visualize our data in the form of graphs and plots. This helps us to easily understand the data by using the visual elements like charts, graphs, maps. Data visualization tools provides an accessible way to see and understand the trends, outliners, and patterns in data. Our programming language has numerous libraries to create charts and graphs. Now we will study the different type of charts, that is pie chart, bar chart, box plots, histograms, line graphs, scatter plots. We will study the different elements present in the chart, how we can expand the features of the chart by adding more parameters to the functions. A pie chart is a representation of values as slices of a circle with different colors. The slices are labeled and the numbers corresponding to each slice is represented in the chart. In R, the pie chart is created using the pie function, which take positive numbers as vector input. The different parameters are used to control labels, colors, title, etc. So we can mention the color, title of the chart. The basic syntax of creating a pie chart is: here x is a vector, labels is used to give the description of the slices, radius indicates the radius of the circle, main indicates the title of the chart, COL represents the color of the palette. Next we can also add the title and the color to the pie chart. Different parameters can be used. Next is bar chart. Bar chart represents the data in the rectangular bars with length of the bar proportional to the value of the variable. R uses a function bar plot to create the bar charts. R can draw both the verticals and the horizontal bars in the bar chart. Here H is a vector or matrix containing numerical values. Next is xlab. Xlab is the label for x-axis. Ylab is the label for y-axis. Main is the title of the bar chart. Name.arg is a vector of names appearing under each bar. COL is used to give colors to the bars of the graph. Next we will study about histogram. Histogram represents the frequency of values of a variable. Histogram is similar to bar chart, but the difference is it groups the values into continuous ranges, each bar in horizontal. Scatter plot shows many points in the Cartesian plane. Each point represents the values of two variables. Here we have used the data set empty cars available in the R environment to create a basic scatter plot. On the x-axis and the y-axis we have taken label weight and mileage. So here we are plotting the graph between weight and mileage. I hope you like this video. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment box. Do write in the comment section how you like this video. Meet you in the next video. Thank you.